This year has no shortage of really good mods of any kind, but let's take a moment to look at the best armor mods that came out in the past year or so. Keep in mind that there is no particular order to these, and these are my picks. Did you know that only subscribers of this channel are allowed to watch this video? So now's the time to hit subscribe and get your snacks. We're going to start strong with Northern God Armor, a dark fantasy heavy armor masterpiece made by Fourth Unknown. Just one of my favorite armor mod creators. I actually have used this mod in the past for my Gore Mods video that I suggest you check out after this video. This armor is to be worn by a Nordic warrior who does not mind getting his hands dirty. It just looks like something straight out of Dark Souls, and if you've played as a pacifist while wearing this, you completely did not understand the assignment. This is also a great mod if you want to take over Skyrim. Just saying. I think we can agree that some Skyrim races are left out and people don't give them the attention they all deserve. However, I would like to focus a little bit on the Khajiit with the Lunar Guard Armor, a heavy armor set inspired by the mightiest of Khajiit warriors. Looking at this armor, I can also see some Oriental inspirations as well, which is why I imagine the warrior wearing this to be highly trained in martial arts and professional badassery. We all know how hyped this armor was when it came out, so let's truly appreciate how much it deserved it. Out of all the armors on this list, I think we can say that this is one of the most unique ones, as we haven't really seen a lot of Khajiit armors in the past. So mark this as a statement. The next big armor mod should be Argonian. I really want to see a good Argonian piece. If there is one, just let me know in the comments, I might have missed it. But this is really cool to see. So you think we'd have a top 10 armor list and only one of them would be from the Fourth Unknown? Yeah, you're wrong, kiddo. Introducing Falconer Armor, an armor forged from the metal mine at the edge of the world. Not my words, read the mod page. I love this set. It truly makes it seem like it belonged to a warrior from a previous generation. A warrior who has definitely seen some shit in their lifetime. I really appreciate how good this looks on both male and female, and it also comes with a matching sword, completing the set. This armor also works great with the Northern God armor from earlier, as it seems like they have the same style. If you want to have one for you and one for your follower, it would make for a really cool duo of edgelords. And we'll see later on, there's potential for a trio, but we'll talk about it later. The next armor is one suitable for a totally different style of player. A style that does not settle and keeps looking for the biggest treasure of all, the One Piece. No, I'm kidding. The Traveling Mage Armor is an amazing outfit for a mage type player that seeks ancient knowledge and power. This is a clean set. It looks very good for how simple it is. You got potions and a book, cause you're a freaking nerd. It somewhat gives me Witcher vibes. I mean, if you want to get with Geralt, you know what armor you should get from today's list. Speaking of The Witcher, every like this video gets will be a prayer to Henry, and rest in peace to The Witcher TV show on Netflix. Definitely no hate, like zero hate for Liam, but can we just acknowledge how Netflix is as a production company and how bad they choose their writers? I really had to get that off my chest. I'm sorry. Moving on. Going back to the armor, you get what you see, and what you see is really good, so just think about getting this one if you want to play as a mage. Next up, we have a nice female armor. I couldn't have a top 10 armor list without including at least one somewhat skimpy set. Bladedancer armor is a beautiful set, highly customizable, fit for a warrior that also cares about fashion. Now I know it's not realistic to go to battle with as much skin exposed, but sometimes you gotta make some sacrifices in order to look good. But sometimes you don't. Which is a perfect segue into our next armor. Now I hear a lot of people complain that all the sexy armors are unrealistic and unpractical. But not this one. Ebonscale is the living proof that you can still have protective armor that covers your most fragile features while still looking amazing. This armor has both a highly fantasy feel while also looking somewhat futuristic. It's kinda hard to say, but you catch my drift. Now, if I'm to fight someone wearing this armor, I wouldn't even fight. I mean, take me. Getting my head crushed is probably better than winning that fight, let's be totally real here. The armor also comes with a carbon katana, which makes for a perfect set of a fast-paced female warrior. or even a stealth assassin because of the mysterious vibe it gives off. Have you ever wanted to look like a rich noble while kicking ass? Boy, do I have the perfect armor for you. Viridian Knight Armor is a great set, making your character look like a noble knight that has come to set order in this shithole of a province known as Skyrim. Did you ever think about how many bandits there are in this province compared to like the law-abiding normal citizens? Yeah, Skyrim has a lot of bandits. If you also get the Viridian Knight Armor color variations mod, that's also listed in the description by the way, you can have all these cool variations for the set. Each color also has 3 types of headgear, a circlet, an open helmet, and a closed helmet. When it comes to the female version, however, the open and closed helmet is differently designed. Immersion broken, equality disrupted, sexism activated. It also comes with 2 types of shields, a sword and a warhammer. Now that's what we call a package deal. No, not that kind of package. I haven't been to Solstheim in ages. I totally forgot how it looked, but I'm so happy that this mod made me revisit. Introducing Armors of the Velothi. A mod that adds multiple armor sets that are Dunmer based, added perfectly to the island of Solstheim. You got the Veteran Watchman armor, replacing the guard's armor in Raven Rock, the Ashlander robes worn by a new NPC added by the mod, looking like a really cool nomadic adventurer, Rhino Beetle armor worn by Neloth and Ilderi. This armor is really cool, you can actually definitely see the insect aspects of it. Bone Priest robes worn by the cult leader, I mean priests at the temple. Veteran Exile armor worn by Phalus, and it also has this really cool hat that I actually like a lot. Cool hat. Indoril Wayfarer worn by a new NPCs in the Morvain manor with his derp looking hat. Remnant Hilalu, which has a really weird name, but it actually looks kinda cool as someone who's trying to survive the Ashlands of Morrowind. And Narcissus Watchman, looking like something a burglar would wear. Overall, this is the biggest mod we're reviewing today, and it adds some more details to the Dragonborn DLC, which is also the only armor mod that focuses more on the NPCs than on your character. But there's nothing stopping you from killing 1 or 2 of them and, you know, taking their armors for yourself, because that's how you play the game. Don't lie to me, I know what you're doing. Now you want to look like a total badass in Skyrim? No? You want to keep being a milk drinker? Cool, click off. I'm waiting. Especially if you're not subscribed. You haven't clicked subscribe yet, huh? I see you. Alright, take a look at Deathbrand. Isn't this armor just fabulous? If you want to play as an edgelord, this armor is perfect for you. While it looks like something that comes from outside of Skyrim, I don't think that's a bad thing. You can roleplay as someone who comes from a very distant land, or perhaps a different dimension. And you can take over Skyrim one dick like Nazim at a time. This armor looks good on both male and female, so get this armor to fuck some shit up, will you? Now this mod surprised me the most actually. Kreiste's Adventurer's armor adds the Iron Worm set, which looks like a modernized and clearly superior version of the iron armor depicted in all of the Skyrim merchandise and marketing. I mean, out of all the armors in the game, why did they pick the weakest to represent the Dragonborn? I actually don't get that. But this one does not look bad at all. And while it doesn't feel like the most powerful armor on the list, it definitely deserves some spotlight because it gives off a feeling of a young adventurer learning about the world and about the Dragonborn powers, and this is what I would use for a vanilla plus Dragonborn character build. Okay, I know that this was supposed to be a top 10 armor mod video, but I actually have an extra armor that I really want to show off. This one came out right after I finished filming all of the shots, but I really had to include it. This is an amazing female-only armor by, you guessed it, Fourth Unknown. This is my interpretation of it, but it just looks like an ancient princess of war who fought for her kingdom, and her legacy is remembered through this armor. Any Fourth Unknown armor is an instant classic. I mean, every time this mod author releases something, I just have to check it out. And this is gonna be it for the list today. Thank you very much for 4K on YouTube. It's really appreciated. Let's just take a little moment. Thank you. If you're new, welcome. Don't forget to click on my other videos, especially this video right here. I don't know which one I'm pointing at. I'll decide while I'm editing. So yeah, thank you very much for that. Also, thank you a lot for the multiple comments that I've been getting recently, especially on the community posts. Those are really cool to see. And yeah. download more mods and watch my videos, click off. There's nothing more to see here. So I loaded up this older game called Skyrim. I started making videos people be admiring. Well, on one hand it gets pretty tough. I can't help to admit that it's some really cool stuff. I get back in the game after I played so many times. I thought it would get boring after committing so many crimes. Did you know the ripple chicken is considered a person? Now that's a dumb feature that ruins my immersion.